There are crimes that shock the world and leave investigators baffled, cases where the truth seems just out of reach. Over the years, these cold cases have remained unsolved, and the mystery surrounding them only deepens as time goes on. In this video, we're diving into the darkest corners of human history to explore the most disturbing unsolved mysteries, cases that have haunted detectives, families, and entire communities for decades. From infamous disappearances to brutal murders, these are the cases that refuse to be forgotten. 1. The disappearance of Maura Murray 2004. One of the most perplexing cold cases in recent history is the disappearance of Maura Murray, a 21-year-old nursing student from the University of Massachusetts Amherst. On the evening of February 9, 2004, Maura left campus without telling anyone where she was going. She emailed her professors claiming there had been a death in the family, which was later discovered to be untrue, and set off on a road trip toward New Hampshire. At around 7:30 p.m., Maura's car skidded off the road on Route 112 in Woodsville, New Hampshire. A passerby stopped to offer help, but Maura refused assistance, claiming she had already called for roadside help. However, there was no evidence that she ever made such a call. When police arrived on the scene, Maura was gone, vanished without a trace. Her car was left abandoned with her belongings inside. Despite years of searches, media coverage, and internet sleuths analyzing every detail of her life, Maura's whereabouts remain unknown. Was she running away from something? Was she abducted? Or did she meet a tragic fate in the freezing wilderness? To this day, Maura Murray's disappearance remains one of the most confounding and chilling unsolved mysteries. 2. The Zodiac Killer 1960S-1970S. Few serial killers have taunted the public and law enforcement the way the Zodiac Killer did. Active in Northern California during the late 1960s and early 1970s, the Zodiac is responsible for at least 5 confirmed murders, though he claimed to have killed 37. What made the Zodiac so infamous wasn't just the brutal nature of his crimes, but his cryptic messages. He sent a series of letters and ciphers to newspapers, taunting police with clues about his identity. In one of the ciphers, he claimed that he was collecting slaves for the afterlife. Despite a massive investigation, which involved decoding the Zodiac's cryptic ciphers and tracking down numerous suspects, the killer was never caught. Some of his ciphers were solved, but others remain unsolved to this day. The Zodiac's true identity has become one of the greatest mysteries in criminal history, with amateur detectives and law enforcement alike continuing to search for answers. The case is especially eerie because the Zodiac seemed to enjoy the media attention and the game of cat and mouse, all while remaining in the shadows. Could the Zodiac still be out there, or did he take his secrets to the grave? 3. The disappearance of Madeleine McCann 2007. On May 3, 2007, 3-year-old Madeleine McCann vanished from her family's holiday apartment in Praia da Luz, Portugal, while her parents were dining at a nearby restaurant. Madeleine's disappearance quickly became an international media sensation, with theories ranging from abduction by human traffickers to her parents being involved in the crime. Despite extensive searches and multiple high-profile investigations, Madeleine has never been found. Her parents, Kate and Jerry McCann, have been cleared of any involvement, but the mystery of what happened that night lingers. Over the years, there have been numerous reported sightings of Madeleine, and a German man named Christian Barskaner was named as a suspect in 2020, but no definitive proof has ever been found. The case is especially haunting because of Madeleine's young age and the circumstances of her disappearance. How could a child vanish without a trace from a resort full of tourists? The disappearance of Madeleine McCann continues to be one of the most heartbreaking and disturbing unsolved mysteries of modern times. 4. The Black Dahlia Murder 1947. One of the most infamous and grisly unsolved murders in American history is the murder of Elizabeth Short, known to the world as the Black Dahlia. On January 15, 1947, the body of 22-year-old Elizabeth was found in a vacant lot in Los Angeles, severed in half at the waist and mutilated in ways that shocked even the most seasoned investigators. Elizabeth was an aspiring actress who had moved to Hollywood with dreams of stardom, but her brutal death has overshadowed her life. The crime scene was meticulously staged, with her body posed in a way that seemed almost ritualistic. Despite the efforts of the LAPD and countless tips from the public, no one was ever charged with the murder. Over the decades, the Black Dahlia case has been the subject of countless books, films, and conspiracy theories, with some even speculating that the murderer was a doctor due to the precision of the cuts. The fact that the killer was able to commit such a gruesome crime and disappear without a trace has haunted Los Angeles for decades. The Black Dahlia murder remains a chilling reminder of the dark side of Hollywood, where dreams can quickly turn into nightmares. 5. The JonBenét Ramsey Case 1996. On Christmas morning, 1996, the body of 6-year-old beauty queen JonBenét Ramsey was found in the basement of her family's home in Boulder, Colorado. She had been brutally murdered, with signs of strangulation and a head injury. A ransom note demanding $118,000 was found in the house, but there were no signs of forced entry, leading to a media frenzy and speculation about whether the killer was someone in the family or an outsider. The Ramsey family, particularly JonBenét's parents, Patsy and John, were initially under suspicion, but they were later cleared. Many theories have been proposed, including a botched kidnapping or a break-in, but no one has ever been charged with the crime. The case remains unsolved, with new theories and suspects emerging over the years. JonBenét's murder captivated the nation, not just because of her young age, but because of the bizarre details surrounding the case: the ransom note, the high-profile family, and the fact that the crime occurred in a seemingly safe and affluent neighborhood. The JonBenét Ramsey case continues to be one of the most enduring and disturbing unsolved mysteries in American history. 6. The Beaumont children disappearance 1966. On January 26, 1966, 3 siblings Jane, Arna, and Grant Beaumont disappeared from Glenelg Beach in Adelaide, Australia. The children, aged 9, 7, and 4, were last seen playing at the beach before vanishing without a trace. Despite massive search efforts and numerous witness reports of a mysterious man seen with the children, they were never found. The Beaumont children's disappearance sent shockwaves through Australia, shattering the perception of safety in the country. The case remains one of Australia's most infamous cold cases, with countless theories and alleged sightings over the years, but no concrete evidence has ever surfaced. Some believe the children were abducted by a stranger, while others think they may have been taken by someone they knew. The case remains a haunting reminder of how children can vanish without a trace, leaving behind devastated families and unanswered questions. 7. The mystery of the Somerton Man 1948. In 1948, a man's body was found on Somerton Beach in Adelaide, Australia, with no identification and no clear cause of death. The case became known as the Somerton Man mystery. The man was well dressed in a suit and tie, but all the labels had been removed from his clothing. A small piece of paper with the words Tamam Shud, meaning ended or finished, was found in a hidden pocket, leading investigators to a Persian poetry book, the Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam, which was later found in a car with mysterious codes written inside. Despite extensive investigations, the man's identity remains unknown, and the cause of his death is still a mystery. Was he a spy? Was he involved in a secret love affair? Or was his death part of a larger conspiracy? The Somerton Man case is one of the most perplexing cold cases in history, with new clues and theories still being uncovered to this day. 8. The Hinterkaifeck murders 1992. One of the most disturbing unsolved murder cases in history occurred in Germany in 1992, when 6 members of the Gruber family were brutally murdered on their farm in Hinterkaifeck. The victims included Andreas Gruber, his wife, daughter, grandchildren, and the family's maid. The family was killed with a mattock, a farming tool, and their bodies were discovered days later. What makes the Hinterkaifeck case especially chilling are the strange events leading up to the murders. Andreas had reported hearing footsteps in the attic and finding footprints in the snow leading toward the house, but none leading away. It seemed as though someone had been living in their home without their knowledge. Despite extensive investigations, no one was ever charged with the murders, and the case remains unsolved. The Hinterkaifeck murders are a haunting reminder of how even in the most isolated locations, evil can lurk just out of sight. Conclusion: the haunting legacy of unsolved mysteries. These unsolved mysteries are more than just stories. They are real-life tragedies that have left families and communities searching for answers. Despite decades of investigations, advanced forensic techniques, and public interest, these cases remain unsolved. What happened to the Beaumont children? Who killed JonBenét Ramsey? Will the Zodiac Killer ever be identified? These questions continue to haunt us, reminding us that not every crime can be neatly solved. What do you think? Will these mysteries ever be solved, or are they destined to remain cold forever?